which I probably will have another tutorial on how to apply falsies. You don't need to apply falsies, but falsies is another one of them things that separate the boys from the men, okay? The girls from the women. They're just really glamorize your look. So I wanted to start from the beginning and kind of walk you through some of the terminology that's used on YouTube and in the beauty community. Don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like this type of video, and hopefully I can get this into one part, so I'm gonna get started. Well, usually before I put on my foundation, I will color correct. Now this is a really big one because a lot of our skin tones, or the brown, deep African American skin tones, hereditarily you may have dark circles under your eyes. And that's just very common. It's not anything to feel like, you know, something's wrong with you, but you may want to color correct that before you put on foundation or highlight. So in order to color correct that, you have to mute out those deeper, darker colors. So usually people will use a salmon colored or orange tone concealer. I don't have dark circles, but I do have blemishes, and that works really well. And in this video, I forgot to do it before I put on my highlight, but typically you would want to color correct before you put on your highlight. So you would just put those salmon colored concealers wherever you have the darkness, and then you would just blend that in. Another color that is really popular is red. If you have redness in your skin or rosacea or things like that, then you might want to use a green color concealer. And yes, they make green and orange concealers. So the green concealer mutes out the red, and the orange concealer mutes out the darkness, purple or dark brown spot. After your eyes are done, typically I like to highlight first. So I will place my concealer in all of my highlight areas. Now what highlighting is, basically your face has dimension. So it goes out in some places and it recedes in some places. So what highlighting is doing is just bringing that natural dimension back to your face. Please don't mind the noise in the back. Those are my babies. So highlighting is going to lift areas, and contouring is going to recede areas. So the places where the light naturally reflects off of your face is typically here, your nose, your forehead, and your chin. So that's where you bring that back in with the highlight. Even for like an everyday quick makeup, I still do highlighting and contouring, because honestly, if you just put on foundation, you're gonna look dead. I feel like putting on just foundation makes it more obvious that you have on something than being able to highlight and contour. And what I typically do is highlight and then put on my foundation. Blend that in with a beauty blender, which is one of the best tools to blend in. And I've recently been using the Real Techniques sponge, which is honestly, I think I kind of like this better than the beauty blender. Either way, beauty blender, sponge, whatever. Just use something to blend those things in so that you can't not see a sharp contrast between your highlight and your foundation. So now what I'm going to do is set my highlight. Setting anything is basically putting some powder on it so that it won't move. And it's not always powder, but for your highlight, we're going to set it with a powder. So I use my Airspun powder, and I just pat that in all over where I highlighted. So after I set my highlight, I go back in and I warm up or bronze my face. Now warm up, bronze is another term that's commonly used. Warming up basically is just like on your lid when you use that first transition color. Same thing on your face. You're going to use a bronzer or a powder that is a shade or two darker than your skin tone, and you're just going to use that around the perimeter of your face, because what that is going to do is get your face ready for you to contour. And contour is going to be a little bit of a deeper color. So now the colors that I use are kind of off, and so like I said, I'm still learning and I'm still growing. A lot of times people use cool toned colors to contour, because cool toned mimics a shadow more than a warm tone. Those are other terms commonly used, and I'm still learning. I think it just takes seeing a lot of colors and becoming familiar with what's cool, what's warm. Cool tone is like a bluer, grayer kind of color, and a warm tone is going to be more of a redder, browner kind of tones. Cooler tone colors are going to mimic a shadow a little bit more than a warmer tone colors. Warmer tone colors would be better like in the summertime if you want to look tanned, if you want to look bronzed. Anyway, moving right along. So you transition with your bronzer and you contour with the deeper color. And the contour is only going to go right where you want that shadow to be. Transition is going to be a little bit wider, you know, all over the perimeter. And the contour, I just put where I want the shadow to be. So also I contour my nose. And contouring your nose, you have to be careful with that as well, depending on the shape of your nose. I have a very bulbous shape, So I tried to make the bridge look a little slimmer and then kind of remove the bowl. It takes a while for you to get the hang of it, but sooner or later you will learn how to work with your face. Now after that, I go back under my eye and apply the shadows that I used on the top, on the bottom, and then I will waterline. So waterlining is basically tight lining, but on the bottom. So you're gonna just pull your eye down so that you can see the inner ridge of your eyelid, and then use your black pencil to go over that. Now again, if your eyes are sensitive, you may want to steer clear of this because it will cause you some irritation or maybe make your eye water. So just keep that in mind. It's not necessary. Again, it just takes it from girl to woman. So after we have on the foundation, highlight, contour, there's another type of highlight that is very popular in the beauty community, and if you're not careful you wouldn't know which one they're talking about, but the highlight that goes on top of everything is usually a powder highlight that has some type of shimmer in it. So usually that goes right here on the top of your cheekbone. I have some on my nose, and then also some people put it on their lip. That's when people talk about highlighted to the gods. So you can put that all over and it just kind of makes your look more glamorous. So those are typically highlights that you hear about that are in containers that have that type of shimmer to it. Another way to create some dimension in your lips are by lining your lips. You can put on your lipstick first and then kind of outline your lips to kind of give it a little bit of dimension, but you always want to work those things in so that you don't have the 1999 lip line on your lips. And then at the end you want to set your whole face, which usually I set my face with the Fix Plus spray, and I also have some spray by Maron called Barrier Spray, and that's really good for people who have oily skin. But I think that's pretty much it for this video. I really just wanted to give people who just, it seems like a whole nother world, some context or some kind of knowledge of what people are talking about when you watch their videos. Don't forget to thumbs up if you like this video, and let me know if you would like more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Snapchat. See you guys later. Bye.